The $500,000 decision that can change your life: house versus stock market. Imagine waking up tomorrow and receiving a life-changing opportunity. You suddenly have $500,000, no debt, no obligations, just one decision. A decision that could completely change the next 20 or 30 years of your life. For most people, $500,000 represents a dream, a chance to finally buy the house they always wanted, a bigger home, a better neighborhood, a place where their family can gather, a place where they can finally say, "This is mine." But now, imagine another option. Instead of buying a house, you invest that same $500,000 into the stock market. No front door, no backyard, no keys, no feeling of walking into a home and knowing you own it. Just an investment account quietly growing in the background. Two choices, one decision. And depending on what you choose, your financial future could look completely different. So what is the smarter decision? Buying a house or investing in the stock market? Most people choose the house, and that is not because they have done the math. It is because humans are emotional creatures. Buying a house is not just a financial decision, it's a psychological decision. For thousands of years, humans have searched for one thing: security. A safe place, a place where we belong, a place where we can protect ourselves and the people we love. A house represents all of those things. It is not just walls and a roof. It represents success, stability, achievement, freedom. This is why owning a home became one of the strongest symbols of success in modern society. The message has been repeated for generations. Work hard, save money, buy a house, build wealth, retire comfortably. And for many people, buying a home has been one of the best decisions they ever made. A home can create memories, it can provide stability, it can give families a place to grow. But here's the question most people never ask. Is a house actually the best way to build wealth? Or is it simply what makes us feel wealthy? Because those two things are not always the same. Imagine two people. Both are 30 years old. Both have saved $100,000. Both want the same thing: financial freedom. The first person, David, decides to buy a house. Everyone around him congratulates him. They tell him, "You are finally doing the responsible thing. You are building your future. Renting is throwing money away." David uses his $100,000 as a down payment. The moment he receives the keys, something changes. He does not just see a property, he sees a future. He imagines family dinners, holiday celebrations, memories with people he loves. The house becomes emotionally valuable. It becomes part of his identity. The second person, Michael, makes a different choice. Instead of buying a house, he invests his $100,000 into a diversified stock market portfolio. At first, his decision feels less exciting. Nobody celebrates his investment account. Nobody throws him a party. Nobody sees his progress. There are no keys, no driveway, no physical proof that he is building wealth, just numbers on a screen. And psychologically, that feels much harder, because humans naturally trust what they can see and touch. A house feels real. A stock portfolio feels invisible. But this is where many people make one of the biggest financial mistakes of their lives. They confuse what feels safe with what creates wealth. A house feels like an investment because it is visible. People can see it, they can admire it, they can judge your success by it. But true wealth is often invisible. It is the assets quietly working for you when nobody is watching. This is called opportunity cost, the hidden cost of every financial decision. When you put money into one thing, you are choosing not to put it somewhere else. Most people only look at what they spend. They rarely look at what they could have built instead. A $500,000 house is not just a $500,000 purchase, it's a decision about your future opportunities. Because money invested into a home cannot simultaneously be invested into businesses, stocks, or other assets. Imagine two people each have $100,000. One uses it as a down payment, the other invests it. 30 years later, both may have built wealth, but their paths are completely different. The homeowner owns one property. The investor owns pieces of thousands of companies. The homeowner's wealth depends on one location, one neighborhood, one housing market. The investor's wealth is connected to thousands of businesses around the world. This is one of the biggest advantages of the stock market: diversification. When you invest in a broad stock market portfolio, you are not betting on one building. You are not depending on one city. You are not depending on one local economy. You own pieces of companies that create products, provide services, employ people, and generate profits. You become a partial owner of human innovation. And this leads to one of the most powerful forces in wealth creation: compound growth. Imagine investing $100,000 and allowing it to grow over decades. At first, the progress may feel slow. The numbers may not seem impressive, but over time, something changes. Your money begins producing more money. Those gains create additional gains. Eventually, growth accelerates. This is why time is one of the greatest advantages an investor can have. A person who starts early is not just investing money, they are investing time. And time allows compounding to do what it does best: multiply. This is why many wealthy people focus on owning productive assets. They understand that the goal is not simply owning things, the goal is owning things that create more value over time. A house can increase in value, but a portfolio of businesses can grow with the entire economy. Now, many people say, but owning a house is safer. And emotionally, it feels safer. You can touch it, you can live inside it, you can see it every day. But safety and wealth are not always the same. A house has limitations. It is difficult to sell quickly. It requires maintenance. It requires repairs. It is tied to one location. A stock portfolio gives you something extremely valuable: flexibility. You can adjust it, you can diversify it, you can access opportunities. Your wealth is not locked into one physical asset. And flexibility is one of the greatest forms of financial freedom. Now let's talk about one of the most common beliefs. Renting is throwing money away. This idea sounds logical. You pay rent every month, you do not own the property. But homeowners also spend money that does not create wealth: mortgage interest, property taxes, insurance, maintenance, repairs. A new roof, a broken air conditioner. Those expenses are the cost of owning a home. The real question is not, am I renting or owning? It's, am I using my money in the way that creates the strongest future? A person who rents and invests consistently may build more wealth than someone who buys an expensive house and has nothing left to invest. Because financial freedom doesn't come from owning impressive things, it comes from owning valuable assets. Now, this doesn't mean everyone should avoid buying a house. A home can be a wonderful decision. It can provide comfort, security, and memories that money cannot replace. But we need to separate two different goals: lifestyle and wealth creation. A house is primarily a lifestyle asset. The stock market is primarily a wealth creation asset. If your goal is creating a home and a stable place for your family, buying a house may be the right decision. But if your goal is maximizing wealth, creating flexibility, and allowing your money to compound for decades, investing has a clear advantage. The biggest challenge with investing is not the math, it's psychology. When the market rises, people become excited. They buy because everyone feels confident. When the market falls, fear takes over. They sell because they believe the future is hopeless. They allow emotions to destroy years of potential growth. The biggest enemy of investing is often not the market, it's human behavior. Successful investors understand something important. Markets will always have difficult periods. Prices will fall, fear will spread, uncertainty will exist, but businesses continue creating value. Innovation continues, the economy continues evolving. The investors who succeed are usually not the people who predict every market movement. They are the people who stay disciplined long enough for compounding to work. So, how should you think about this decision? Ask yourself, what is my main goal?
If your goal is creating a home and a stable place for your family, buying a house may be the right decision. But if your goal is building wealth and financial freedom, investing in productive assets has a clear advantage. Ask, will this decision increase my options or reduce them? Because true wealth is not only about what you own, it's about the choices you have. Ask, am I buying this house because it supports my future or because society told me successful people are supposed to own one? Because sometimes the most expensive purchases are not things we need, they are things we buy to prove something. A house can make you look wealthy, but investments can help you become wealthy. The person with the biggest house is not always the richest. The person with the most expensive neighborhood is not always financially free. True wealth comes from owning assets that continue working for you. Because money is not the final goal. The purpose of money is freedom. Freedom to choose, freedom to take opportunities, freedom to spend time with the people you love, freedom to design your own life. So the next time you face a major financial decision, don't only ask, can I afford this? Ask, is this the best use of my money? Because a house can be a wonderful place to live, but investments are what can give you the freedom to live life on your own terms. And sometimes the smartest investment you can make is investing in your future.